gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, everybody. Hi. How's it going? How is it going? Rob Napolitano, great to see you. Nice background, man.
Thanks. I'm going to say goodbye now, since if you're talking when I got to leave, I don't want to leave without saying my goodbye. So I want to insert it now and kind of put the check on the table now, but there's no rush.
Good. I do regret unmuting you, but it is wonderful to see you. No, Rob and I had a conversation yesterday, and he's using our new Magnum planner, and he's really being very disciplined with his time management. And he's like, dude, you went over. I signed off at 11. You said you'd finish at 11. I'm like, I never finish at 11. And he's like, yeah. Then I said, well, at least you can say goodbye. And he's like, all right, I'm going to say you're going to be late on all 4 days. I'm going to say goodbye, 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 and goodbye. Anyway, so this is my special friend, Rob. So it is nice to see you here, and I love the background, by the way. That's really nice. That's really very good. There's a wonderful story that goes behind that background, and if you get to know Rob, you'll
inspired
hear it too.
All inspired by Anric.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. As you see, I have upgraded my background. I can't do this. I really got to get better at this. There we go. Day 2. We are on day 2 today. So what I thought I'd do this morning is do a very short little piece on strategy and then get right into the tactics, because today is really profile day, right? And I mean, are you guys cool? I normally kind of wait for anybody who's coming late, but that makes me late. So I thought I would just get absolutely straight in here. Oh, Laura Louise has joined us. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me make you the co-host. Maybe I should just make you the host, and then you can fire me whenever I'm misbehaving. Oh, Scott Kieran, nice to see you, Scott. Wow,
morning, everybody.
A blast from the past. It's so nice. And Joe is here. Good morning. Joe and I have been exchanging texts on LinkedIn this morning already, sir. Wonderful to hear from you. I really appreciate it. And Mike, thank you for your note yesterday. That was very sweet of you. Very nice.
And happy February. We are now in the month of February. So, and I know, Rob, you probably just done your whole February game plan, if I know anything about you. So good for you.
Yeah, no, the guy is on fire. It's really nice. And I see Joris has the wrong background. I mean, the wrong label again. I don't know why my label things are not working, but I'm going to figure this out before this meeting is over. So the kind of place where I brought you in yesterday was that there are 3 types of people on LinkedIn, and part of it is a little bit of a joke, but I want you to really just make 1 or 2 really powerful decisions right away this morning, okay? And do you remember that I just brought them up in a funny little meme, because there really are only 3 types of people on LinkedIn. There's the scrolling lurkers, okay? And that's okay, by the way, because a lot of those people will buy your stuff, and a lot of those people will actually invest in your things and partner with you, okay? Then number 2 are my favorite people to hate on, which are the pitch slappers, okay? Don't be that guy. Like, just don't do it. Don't be that. Getting slapped with rotting, fermenting kimchi is better than people getting slapped in the DMs with, you know, all sorts of like, come buy my stuff and book a call and all that kind of stuff. And then there is obviously the third, and these are the authentic, focused entrepreneurs that have a strategy, create valuable content, engage with your clients' content, engage with their content, and use all of the above in a system to really attract their ideal prospect and over time convert them into raving fans. So obviously there's a little combinations of those, and I made that post in a bit of a humorous style yesterday, but I really would like to hear from you guys in the chat, whether you are going to be 1, a lurker, 2, a pitch slapper, or 3, an entrepreneur with an authentic strategy. So, all right, Joe's got 3 down because he's driving and he can't be typing. But if you guys would be kind enough to commit and put what...
Light up the chat.
Yeah, put it in there. Good morning. Margaret's going to be all 3. I love it. No, seriously, don't do 2. Don't.
No, she said, good morning, all. Then 3.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Got it.
I got you,
Okay,
Margaret.
all right.
Don't you
Now
worry.
now I know why they pay you the big bucks. You actually read and pay attention. No, it's really important. And I want to give you guys a little...
Rob says an entrepreneur first, then a lurker. I love that lurker meme you have with the guy coming up over the hedge. It's hysterical.
There's George Clooney is good for a couple of things. Memes is always one, and Nespresso is the other.
Nespresso.
Yeah, that's what I'm currently having. No, I really want to give you guys this gift this morning. Sorry, I got to drink water. The gift is that most people on LinkedIn have absolutely no idea what they're doing. They really do. Laura Louise calls it the spray and pray approach. They just like spray all sorts of stuff out there, and then they get so frustrated. They spend so much time on it. They try this little thing and they're like, yeah, you see, I posted, it didn't work. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, I posted last week, it didn't work. Yeah. Like, don't do
that's
what right?
Most people do. They post for like a week or 2 or 3 and they don't get traction, and they're wondering, they don't realize that the number of eyeballs that you need is at least 50 to 150. That's a big number. It used to be 12, by the way. 10 years ago it was 12. Now it's a 50 to 150, depending on how well you're getting to your, the niche, into your audience. So if you're just out there first time, you're probably 150 because you haven't gotten that niche yet.
Yeah, because people say, oh yeah, no, I use email, it works better. So I'm like, all right, how many emails did you send? Oh, last year we sent 5,000 emails. How many LinkedIn posts did you do? 3. I'm like,
yeah,
like seriously. Yeah, I mean, so welcome Sylvain and Lorraine and Ash. Sorry, you just came late. I'll reboot by 20 seconds. There really are 3 people on LinkedIn, right? It's the lurkers, the scrolling lurkers who really don't do very much, but they just look at stuff. The pitch slappers, like we discussed yesterday, and number 3, the entrepreneurs who really have a strategy. Number 1, that is absolutely important. There's no point in me teaching you all these tactics, some of which you already know, without the strategy. So I want to spend a couple of minutes real quickly going through the strategy, because, and this is the part, if I can have your full attention for this, it will pay you back in absolute dividends. Let me share my little white screen with you, and Laura Louise, make sure I am sharing it when I say I'm sharing it.
We got a white screen.
Okay. Because as you saw in some of the documents leading up to this here, if you want to define or create a successful strategy on LinkedIn, okay, it's strategy. I have to write this vertically, even though it works better, multiplied by content plus engagement to the power n. Sorry, that's very badly written. I need a new what are those Apple Air pens? God, I can barely read that. The idea behind this is that the magic comes from the content plus the engagement with the iteration. But without the strategy, you absolutely have nothing, right? And the strategy is something that you could decide today, by the way. So bear through me as I try and draw this up for you. So you have your right fit client, okay? I'm just going to call it RFC for now. And then this is you. So now you have to decide what your strategy is going to be, right? So Joris and Rob, okay, who are in our accelerator program, they are very deep into that right now. Actually, that's basically what we're going to be doing all afternoon, right? Because you need to decide, are you creating an outbound strategy, or are you creating an inbound strategy? Because all of this can work on LinkedIn, okay? But just to put it into context, only use LinkedIn as your beta trial to do this, because you don't just want to leave it on LinkedIn. You want to basically create the machine on LinkedIn, create the philosophy, right? And then if it starts converting and starts working on LinkedIn, there is no reason why you can't branch that out to other platforms and other places. Because remember what I write for those of you that were still in the Q&A yesterday. Oh, I forgot her name. I know the one was so hard to pronounce, the patent attorney from Sylvini, something like that. Yes. She had a really good question. I said, look, go away and do this exercise. Okay. Who is your right fit client? Okay. And where do they hang out? Because if they're not on LinkedIn, don't bother trying to spend money here and effort and try and do it. And then basically come up with the 3 problems that they face or that people like them face, so that you can come up with 3 solutions or results that you can give them, right? And this is absolutely an exercise that everybody needs to do, because if you don't know who your ideal client, who your right fit client is, and who you are and what you bring to the table and why. I mean, this is the stuff we really delve deeply in our boot camps. I won't do it today because we're here to do LinkedIn. So coming back to that strategy where you have to decide, okay, you've got your right fit client, you know who they are and you know where they hang out, right? Now, how do you get them? How do you bring them to you? Am I going to do an outbound strategy, or am I going to do an inbound strategy? And I'll explain that in a second. So an outbound strategy in its most, oh, am I not sharing the screen? Sorry, Laura Louise, I thought you were paying attention.
I couldn't tell if you were talking or you were writing until
I'm writing.
Just when
Sorry.
Sylvain had written that. So
okay, so that's basically, I was just redrawing that diagram so that you can visualize it, because right now there's LinkedIn in the middle here, right? But there's also going to be email, which should be part of the strategy. There might be your blog, there might be YouTube, there might be Twitter over here, whatever. Okay, you know, I mean, it really doesn't matter. It really depends on where your right fit client hangs out. So by deciding your strategy up front, you've got to decide, am I an outbound guy or am I an inbound guy? And the philosophy is quite different, and there are people who teach it very differently. But here's the sweet gift that I'd really like to give you and empower you with today. You can actually do a bit of both, and to be really successful, you should do a bit of both, because if you think about it, even if you're 100% outbound based, right? So what that means is, like, you are basically, you signed up for Sales Navigator, you are doing Boolean searches, you are spending an hour or 2 on LinkedIn in the mornings, prospecting, finding your ideal client, and then reaching out to them through either DM or connections or, you know, pitch slapping them or whatever, okay? That is the outbound approach, whereas you are doing all the effort to go out, okay? I am, by the way, I am completely the opposite. I am the green arrow. I am 100% inbound. I don't reach out to anybody. I let my content do the walking, all right? My content is what attracts. But you can find a very nice balance where you say, okay, I'm going to do 50, or I'm going to do 80, 20, where I'm going to do 80% outreach, 20% income. But even the outreach, and this is hard to explain, so I'm going to try and do it in 3 different ways. even if you are 100% outbound guy, then what? So you send people all these approaches, you send them all these connection requests and DMs and all that stuff. Where do they go next? What is the very next thing they click on? The very next thing they click on is your profile, your tagline, your about me section, and your top 1 or 2 featured posts. Well, now you're becoming an inbound guy again, because your content, because before somebody buys anything from you, they are going to come and check you out. So don't you want them to see what you would like them to see? So now, even with your best intentions, you are already, I would say, an 80-20 person. Because nobody's just going to go click a link. Nobody, I mean, unless you really are just on the wrong platform, nobody's going to click your link from one cold contact and go book a call with you. The only people who fall for that trick are the people who actually want to sell you some shit that you don't need. Yeah. So you might as well just go and say, okay, let me spend an hour and get my profile correct. And I've been meaning to redo my profile for ages. And I thought, let me just wait until the challenge, because then we can do it live. And over the next, Rob, I'm down to 44 minutes. Let us go and talk about profile, talk about your personalized URL, your brand, your photo, your banner, your tagline, creator mode, your social selling index, because essentially you want to try and walk away from here today and think about, how is my profile attracting my right fit client? If somebody happens to trip over the wire that I left out there and falls onto my profile, or somebody reacts to something I've sent them, or they see me posting something interesting, or they see me commenting on somebody else's post, right? Oh, Sylvain, by the way, I wanted to quickly not forget about that. Sorry, one second, okay? Bear with me. How am I going to do this? Okay, 1 second. I did promise Sylvain something, so I want to be true to my word. So Sylvain, you can see that my screen, right? So if you go to magnumvault.vip, I am still in caps. And on the top right here, if you go to Vault, and I obviously own all my own products, but you go to the Crushingit course, and then in module number 2, the engagement engine, is that entire video of the shake, rattle, and roll strategy, including I have a link there to all of my own one tab. This is my shake, rattle, and roll strategy. You're going to do your own. So that's where you find that, Sylvain. Sorry, sometimes it's pretty hard to find these types of things. Okay, so back on track. The point of the profile, everything is driven by an interesting combination. And let me just share my screen, and I'm probably going to be sharing my screen for the rest of the day. So Robert, if I don't see you later, goodbye. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Okay, so let's go to Robert Napolitano today, okay? Robert Napolitano, okay? So I love his little target thing in his name already, by the way, because I can instantly find him. I don't need to pay attention. I mean, I can instantly find him. So now follow me through the what is that clip in the Matrix, the white rabbit, a little bit, because when somebody needs to try and find your content, it's actually really hard. So now I just had to search him. I had to remember his name, okay? And then I've got to go look at his stuff. But it's basically putting all sorts of random stuff. Hey, there's all of us together in the boat. That's really sweet. But basically, how do I find his stuff? So now I've got to go, next click. Now I've got this picture here, which we'll get onto in a second. And then I've got to go down to his activity. Then I've got to hit show all activity. And then I've got to go and click on posts.
I want to illustrate how difficult it is if you want to see someone's body of work, that it's so many steps, and we do it all the time. So we're very adept at it, but most people go, I have no idea how to find your stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was like, I'm a LinkedIn expert. I literally, as Grant Cardone says, I made this thing my bitch. Yeah. I mean, I really own this platform, and I know it very well. And it took me like 8 steps, and I know where I'm going. Most people don't know where they're going. So now I got to go and see Rob's content here. Okay. But, even though it says posts, up on top here in the URL, it actually says shares. And when I go to articles, it actually says posts. Like the people at LinkedIn have been drinking very, very clearly. I mean, so now you got to go to his posts. But I want to show you an example. Today was actually a live example, and I didn't mean to do this. This was absolutely authentic. I just saw this note. This actually popped up from on my feed this morning, where I saw Robert Napolitano's comment. Beyond that, Ethan Gower, and frankly, more importantly, is how the capital stack is structured with debt or preferred equity. The simple question of who can get in front of my money in the waterfall. So this is boom, bingo, 10 out of 10 add value engagement, okay? Because Robert is talking to people that are potentially his right fit client or his right fit collaborator or partner, okay? I actually know Ethan, and he is a right fit collaborator with Robert. He's leaving a comment that super engages that post, but now you see what happens. Now, I don't know Robert or I don't know Ethan. So I'm the guy. This is what I'm seeing. Can you see it when I highlighted Laura Louise?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all I get to see is this weird little cocktail of Robert's profile picture, his name with his target thing in the middle of it, guiding families, adventurers, and freedom seek. That is the little window. That is the special window that your activity on LinkedIn is going to trigger somebody to come in and click on your profile, because he said something very, very cool. So whilst I'm at it, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to go into something that I was actually going to do on day 3. Okay. So let's pick Laura Louise. Okay. There was a very good example of this yesterday. Let me see. Okay. Now you're going to see how hard it is to find stuff, even Laura Louise's stuff. So I'm going to have to go to the activity. Laura Louise has been very, very busy. So actually, let's see if we can find it on Elena Cardone's post. Okay. I mean, this is so hard to find people's stuff. I hope you see the pain, and you're assuming that people are going to find your things.
That's that first one, Anric.
Is it the first one? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So she had a post, okay, and Anric, pretending to be Laura Louise, which happens every now and then when I want to really step into my zone of genius, leaves a comment on.
When you step into your zone of genius, you're me.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very flattering.
Yes. I leave a comment on Elena's post. Okay. Now, remember that women and men work very, very differently on LinkedIn. Okay. They really do. They are completely different animals. There's this wonderful sweet joke is that when men hang out together, they insult each other. When women hang out together, they compliment each other, but neither of them actually mean it. You know what I mean? And I know it's a little kind of tongue-in-cheek joke, but women are always kind of so nice to each other up front. You know what I mean? So here's me getting into my feminine side, saying absolutely spot on. I tag her with @Elena Cardone. I loved your time on stage at the recent challenge, which by the way was true. She sucked on the first day and she was really great on the 4th day, really inspiring. And then see what I did here? Thank you @Laura Louise. So this is a power engagement technique, because I've just made it so easy for Elena to click on and go, who is Laura Louise? Okay. And I didn't say upfront only spot on Elena, because that is, what's that? Familiarity breeds contempt. I mean, you shouldn't just use somebody's first name, but you can invite them to use your first name. So immediately what happened, she saw that post and she clicked on Laura Louise's profile, and we'll click on that in a second. And then she writes back, thank you so much, Laura Louise. So she actually took the trouble, because when you tag somebody, you know, it puts the whole name in it. So now you got to backspace it to put in Laura Louise. What was your favorite day of the challenge? Yeah, I mean, I got involved there too. And then Laura Louise got involved. Yeah, I mean, so now you've got a nested comment that is going to drive to the top. Do you see how immediately this came up as most relevant at the top? So everybody else who's looking at that post sees this sweet comment by Laura Louise. And Laura Louise, you are probably going to get, you know, somewhere between 5 and 10 incoming requests today just on the back of that, because as her husband Grant says, who's got my money? Who's got my money? I want you to think, who's got my people? Shalini, I know you just missed it in the beginning. We were actually talking about you this morning. You've got to think, who's got my people? Who's got my client? I'm coming for you. Okay, I'm coming.
I would almost say, Anric, that like every single morning and every single night, like every morning you start your day with who's got my people, and every night it's like, I've got to find my people. How am I going to find my people tomorrow? Like, you've got to keep that at top of mind, because that is the mission,
so,
you know.
So I will show you that, and thanks for the reminder on that, Sylvain. I will show you my shake, rattle, and roll strategy, because this is actually part of my shake, rattle, and roll strategy. I think about, okay, who's got my clients? I'm going to go and get them from you. I'm going to go steal them, because that's what LinkedIn is about. Your first connections, which might be my second connections. If I'm doing the thing right, you're coming over to my camp, because it's my party is much cooler than your party. You know what I mean? That's how I think about LinkedIn. So like mine, I go, okay, Ray Dalio's got some of my clients, and he's got some of my enemies. So how can I go and attract my clients, right? So that is a really good strategy, because then see what Elena would have done, and I know that she did it, is she would go and she would click on Laura Louise. Okay, so now this window, and I wonder if it's going to show up if I do this. Let me try this, Laura Louise. You can give me feedback.
Yep.
Does the rest of the screen go dark? No. Okay, I'm only highlighting a certain section of it. That's because I'm not sharing my whole screen. I'm only sharing the Chrome tab. But basically this square of what you can see, okay? Starting up with Laura Louise's cowboy hat in the top left-hand corner, the providing services, see all details in the bottom. This square is something, you know, when you look at a picture, you don't look at the individual lines and the individual things, you look at the whole picture, everything. It creates a feeling, it creates an emotional impression. It's not one thing, it's not that thing, it's not that thing, it's all of them. You know what I mean? How they work together. So Sean, we're going to really work on yours, because you want that thing to come out and reach you and grab you by the short and curlies and pull you in. You see what I mean? So Laura Louise on her profile picture, absolutely spot on brand, because I mean, Laura Louise introduced me to the world of Stetsons, and we wear them all the time.
We do.
It's part of our identity, and I just left mine in Florida, but Laura Louise has like 3 in every location. So then she has stuff in here, and obviously Laura Louise does not listen to me very often. So she has a whole bunch of stuff in there that I didn't want to put in there, but this is her thing. It's got to be her game, right? It's got to be authentic to her. Then she's got a cool, a slightly out of date banner, only because I haven't created the new banner, the new bootcamp dates. And you reminded me yesterday, March 23rd, right, to 25th, right? So that's going to be updated. And
it's going to be different than the last one.
Yeah.
So,
and then the website here, which most people still don't realize that there's a web link in here. Don't put your website on it, because people don't go to websites. It's got to be a call to action that is inspired by the look and feel of your profile picture, your banner picture, whatever company, whatever you've got written here. For some people, it's the pronouns thing, but don't get me started on that. Okay, I don't want to get banned off.
Well, my pronoun is Magnum Bolt Creator. So I've used that to get the name of my company in there too.
Yeah. So what some people do, which is real clever, by the way, if you're creating a banner, by the way, and Rob and Sean, Joris is still here. Yes, Joris is there. Okay, hiding in the corner on room 4. You're in the wrong room, man. I'm going to get this right. Creating these banners is super easy on Canva. I mean, you literally in the search, if anybody wants me to quickly show you how to do that, because this is after all a workshop, just put your digital hand up and I'll count if there's enough people to do it. But if you know how to do it, just leave your hand down. But creating a banner is really easy. That banner should give you a quick feeling, a quick idea of what this person does. Am I actually that person's, like, am I supposed to be talking to that person? You almost want your banner to call you out and go, hey, Douglas, Doug, come over here, Doug, party is cool, come in the hot tub, I got drinks, I got cigars, come on. That's what you want your banner to say, right? It shouldn't be some branded corporate thing, because that doesn't sell. It should be some kind of vision, maybe some kind of problem. You can even write down here above the little bell, you can put a little arrow here that says follow for more, because then when people click your bell, they will get notified on it. The feature kind of works, but
wait, what is the difference between, it says there, Anric, only get notified about Laura Louise's top post, and then if you hit it again, what does it say?
Get notified about all of Laura Louise's posts.
Yeah.
The only problem is that they kind of like mess with it, because when you press it, you don't know, am I pressing it? So, okay, now it says you'll be notified about all new posts of Laura Louise. And then if I press it again.
It's like they're taking some psychedelic drugs over there at LinkedIn. I don't know. It seems like so many things have changed. But I just wanted to point out, we actually have 2 places right on the top that go to our website, right? Or our landing page. The Crushing It Life and Business on Your Terms bootcamp on the right, and the Join Us on January 12th on the left. We try to make it really easy for people to actually go deeper without saying this is our website,
Yeah, there's a very interesting thing, by the way. If you have a major project, or you're involved in a major event, or you're involved in something that you're really pushing, you can actually, just like what I did here for Laura Louise, you can actually just create a company for that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're an entrepreneur, you're a solopreneur, and you have like 3 arrows to your bow, or you are representing 3 big lifts. You can literally go and create over here where it says on the top right, crushing it, the life and business on your terms bootcamp. Can you see where my mouse is, Laura Louise?
Yes, sure can.
Okay, so you can literally click on that and create a company for that product. It doesn't just need to get to be like, LinkedIn is not a resume service anymore. So that will then literally take you deeper into that company, where she's the founder and the host of the Crushing It Life and Business on Your Terms. Okay, so let's quickly have a look quickly. So I had 2 questions first of all by Scott Kieran. Now LinkedIn has been rolling that bell feature. They roll these bell features out in slow-mo. Yeah, I mean, so you already have it. You already have it, Scott, and I'm going to go press it. Okay. So do you see what I'm saying here? And Scott, please forgive me. Where are you? In room 4. Okay. I'm not picking on you. Okay. I want this to be really helpful to you. So nothing that I see here convinces me to go and click any further, because we're still using LinkedIn as a resume site, and it's not. So make this one switch in your head today. Think of LinkedIn as they have spent billions on this, okay? Somebody else has spent billions on building you a friggin' awesome landing page that has an integrated messenger function, an integrated research function. All of your next 10 clients are already on LinkedIn, and you can find them. You see what I mean? So if you just think of it differently, think of this thing as a landing page. I'm now going to be in the comments every morning, and we're going to get to that on day 4. And I'm going to respond to my ideal clients, and they're going to click on me. And the first place they click on is they are going to get this window that you are currently seeing on my screen. Okay. No, if I blow it up, it disappears. Okay. All right, Google. This square window that you see here, up until about message, and then for some people who don't have featured posts, you're gonna, yeah, where do I go now, right? And
you know, I would also say that, Scott, that the first thing when you write senior VP sales, that works so against you, because basically anybody can sort you to target you to market to you based on your position, but it doesn't actually attract anyone to you. So you're just basically putting yourself into a position to be spammed by every marketing thing out there for anyone who wants a senior VP and up, you know. And if you put something impactful there, you can draw people down to want to go further with you, to want to know more, because you have, and I would even actually put some words in that picture, because it's a beautiful kind of picture. But if you wrote something inspiring, it's like you want to draw the people in here to like say, okay, because I say you talks about leadership, organizational culture, and transformational change. Like you've got to take that, because those hashtags probably aren't serving you because they're too long. But use hashtags of your right fit client that would serve you, because when they're using that hashtag or something, your stuff will come up. So like getting that balance, I'm sure Anric will cover that, but that senior VP sales says nothing about you. And all it does is give an advantage to people who want to spam you with every ad, every kind of marketing.
Very good point, Louise, because what Scott has basically done, he's painted a giant target on his back for any automated software to come and find you. And there's a lot of these automated LinkedIn automations that target you. And so now what that's doing, it's filling your feed with bullshit you don't need to see and people that are not your contacts, right? So if I were to redesign this, Scott, now obviously I really don't know anything about your business, but I'm not clicking on your website. You see what I mean? I'm not going to do it. Your profile picture is super sweet, and people go, you know, I don't know, we're all so self-conscious, but you don't want an old profile picture. Make it real. Really, really make it real, because people on LinkedIn are going to connect with you because it's you. And if it's a picture that's 20 years old, I mean, you look dashingly handsome in this one. I like that picture. But you want it to be kind of real from that sense.
And I think one of the points, Anric, you always make is like, we do wear cowboy hats all the time, but it's very easy to see us in a crowd because they go, oh, there's Anric, he's got a cowboy hat on. It's so easy. When you look like every guy at every conference I've ever been to, it's really hard to distinguish who you are. Rather, like take something from your background there where it looks like you're in a beautiful part of New Hampshire and put it as some kind of a pose that is going to be recognizable in an instant in a very small area. And that's really for everyone.
All right,
like,
let's do a few more lessons. Or do you guys find this kind of stuff helpful if I do all this kind of things? All right, good. So let's do a few more like that. The thing that Laura Louise was saying real quickly, because you see, Scott, when that profile picture of yours is this small, you just look like all the other suits in the room, right? So now let me just go quickly here and just show you a couple of them. So now if you, where's a good place to see this?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for you. Did you comment on anybody's post recently or
Oh
something?
yeah,
There we go.
yesterday.
Okay,
A lot.
so here's a super small example, right? So here's Laura Louise leaving a comment on Frank Furness's post, right? So you immediately see that icon with the cowboy hat, that icon with the cowboy hat, that icon with the cowboy hat, and there you see mine. You know what I mean? I might as well use the time here. I love you, Frank. I actually do. I love the guy. He's one of my favorite people.
He is a great guy.
So now then, when you click on Laura Louise, do you see how that branding is now resonating to the next level? Then, and I'm really sorry for this. This is really bad. This is on me. I should have updated all this stuff. This is now going to go to an old landing page.
That's okay, because I'm going to update, because oh, the other thing I wanted to remind people, like if you have like whatever your page is on LinkedIn, every time you change, so I change my verbiage a lot. Like I'm going to change it for the Business Revolution Boot Camp. So I'm going to put that up in my language. So people go, what is the Business Revolution Boot Camp? And then I'll have that little thing. But when you change the things that you're known for, it actually refreshes, and the algorithm in LinkedIn will make you be seen by more people because you've changed something about your profile. So it's important to, do that. And I think I changed that probably 4 months ago or something. So I'm due to change it again, and I will. And hopefully Anric will like it better this time.
Yeah, no, but
maybe not.
No, but you see what I'm saying is that little icon that you saw, her commenting on Frank's, then you click on the profile, then you drill further. Now you're on our website, okay, and you can see that brand is continuing through. You're dealing with the same person. You haven't suddenly gone from like, oh, some random thing to some other random thing where you forget the person. So now when you see Laura Louise on YouTube, or you see Anric on YouTube, you see me on Twitter, it's the same brand. You can recognize that brand icon. I used to, let me just go to mine quickly. I used to have my little AB icon. You see that little AB icon that I have. So then when I write on somebody else's profile, let's go to Scott real quickly and go to his last post. All right, there's a man with a mean truck. I already have truck envy on that one. Okay.
And when you get a chance, Margaret's asking how you create a post, that is featured, which is very easy.
You see, and then Laura Louise taught me this trick, this keyboard shortcut. I normally put when I put comments in, I put my little AB behind it. Yeah, I mean, so everywhere is that little AB. I'm lucky my initials come on every keyboard, right?
Because he's a blood type.
Okay, so
I wanted him to create it for me. He said, I can't do that. You're not a blood type. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Okay, featured post. So no, Lorraine, that's not a meme. That's just in the emoji keyboard. It's a blood type, actually. But you can find one, just like Robert Napolitano had gotten his one. Robert Napolitano, that is literally just an emoji in the keyboard.
Yeah.
Okay. So featured post. Let's go real quickly and posts and activities and hit posts. Okay. So if I created a post that's really, really good. Let me see. These were all automated posts. But let's say I decided that this post is, I'm jumping ahead of myself here a little bit, but if I decided that this post is going to be my sacrificial lamb, is going to be my highlighted post that is the entry into my funnel. Okay. Remember what we first looked at when we looked at the profile, we see the square, you have your profile picture, you have your tagline, you have your banner, and then now what? People tend to go down to your, when they click on your profile, they'll see this. Now, obviously, most people don't see this kind of nonsense. They will go down to your featured post here. Okay. And I am very bad. I forget to remove posts as my featured posts. Okay. I really am bad. There should really only be 2, maximum 3, ideally 1 featured post here, where it's only because, right, this is actually my featured post here. I mean, this is my featured post. I go in this way. This is how I like people to come and connect with me, and you'll see it works. 1.5 million impressions on that post. But you can hit the 3 dots in the top right hand corner and hit add to featured post. Feature on top of profile. Make sense? So this is what I do. I mean, in the teaching, and Sylvain, you'll see that in the Crushing It on LinkedIn program. What we discussed yesterday about that funnel. This is your featured post is the place that you want people to go and see first. It's a bit like that wonderful scene in one of my favorite movies, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Ah, the man is the head. The man is the head. No, the woman is the neck that tells the head where to look. You know what I mean? And if you don't direct your right fit clients' attention, they're going to wander off. And then you're back to those vultures sitting on the branch going, hey, what do you want to do? Hey, what do you want to do? Hey, what do you want to do? Yeah, I mean, they do end up doing nothing. So you're better off having 1 or 2 posts. Now, for me, it used to be book a coffee meeting until I realized that my calendar was full of people just wanting my time, I mean, and they were not necessarily my right fit client. They hadn't spent enough time in my funnel yet. So that is what the featured posts section is about. So mine here, I kind of, you know, I'm a bit of a moody fellow. So sometimes it's all about the humor for me, and I want to be funny. And sometimes the pitch slapping just gets too much. So I make this my featured post. I mean, how to fail at crushing it in 1 moment. Yeah, I mean, new connection request, blah, 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 wall of text, got 20 minutes, jump on a quick Zoom call, knows nothing about me, no effort whatsoever, but wants to sell me something. Right? So sometimes that will become the whole thing. But I tell you, it absolutely works because it goes deeper and deeper, and the comments come in. And when I look at my featured posts, mostly, and if I look at them a year later, the people who commented are now clients of mine. So it really, really does work. Okay, let's pick somebody. Who wants? Raise your hand and we'll pick your profile. Okay, Lorraine. Okay, Lorraine was first. She is fast. Okay. So if Lorraine, remember, how are we getting to Lorraine's post? Because exactly what she just did. She raised her hand and then we clicked on it. So on LinkedIn, the version of raising your hand is you wrote something clever or something funny or something engaging that triggered somebody to go, that was good. Let me see what that guy does. Or you wrote something very smart, like Rob did on his post this morning, where you're going, he's absolutely right. Your hierarchy, your order in the waterfall is actually going to determine whether you get paid or not. Okay. So like that, you're going to end up here. So a real estate consultant, that's a nice banner. It's a beautiful profile picture, but yeah. Nice.
I would say that it's not attracting your right fit client because it's, number one, very general. Number two, there's no hook in there that makes people want to go deeper. It's just kind of like, well, if you happen to be scrolling on LinkedIn and you want a real estate consultant, it doesn't usually happen. I don't think it's a big magnet there. Yep. Whereas if you said something like transforming your surroundings for, you know, your next destination or something, like something that's more compelling to get people to engage with you.
Yeah, and this is real pretty. This is like a website, all right.
Yeah.
Lorraine, I've been told that I need to be sweet and nice to you, and sometimes like I actually think I'm funny. I laugh at my own jokes, so take it from whom it comes. None of this is inspiring me to go further.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's pretty. I mean, it's like I can't fault it. Somebody did a nice job on this, right? It's a pretty banner. It's a pretty everything. okay, so what? Now what? What am I going to do? Yeah, I mean, like, all right, real estate consultant. Nobody walks around with a hat going, oh, I need a real estate consultant. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where 404 area code is. So therefore, yeah. And yeah, what problem are you solving? Why do I need you? How is it that you serve me? It just, the answer, I'm trying to say this very nicely. The answer just keeps coming up with, so what? Big deal, right? You're not calling me out. You're not attracting me. You're not telling me the opportunity. You're not showing me that I have a problem that I need to address. There's no call to action on it. And I'm not going to want to click on lorrainebeto.com because that's going to be more of the same. You see what I mean? So now here we go. Come on, you've already done the work. Take that, hit copy. Yeah, I mean, and go bring it back there. And then right over here, we do this training later. I can't get into it today. I can show you how to set up the perfect landing page, because the perfect landing page has to grab you right up front in this top box and take you into the call of action, and then drop you into the 3 problems and the 3 solutions and provide the social proof, right? But it's really about here on this page, in this square that we're seeing here. You want to go, let me pick on somebody else for a change. Hey, you, Joris Bastian, I want you to come over here to my party, okay? Because I've got some doing, you know, I'm doing something cool, and I help people like you, because if I were to borrow Joris's humor, and because he's a friend of mine, I can do it. He's going, yeah, you people are all idiots. Come over here, and if you don't want to, then fous-toi. Yeah, I mean, and his personality is has to reach out and grab me. And it's okay knowing Joris really well. He's absolutely okay if the message offends you, because the world is a very binary place. When you meet people, 10% of them are going to love you instantaneously. 10% of them are going to hate you. The job of your landing page, which used to be called LinkedIn, is to convert the other 80% and bring them over to you. Okay. So if you guys get this part, even if you get it partially wrong, this will help you convert. Okay, let me do one more quickly. Shalini had her hand up. Okay, there we go. I did look at this yesterday. She really has a very, very nice profile picture. And if you can, please put on your camera, by the way, unless you're in the bathroom. Don't do that. We've had that before on calls. Yeah, so here is a page. This is just screaming sales, 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 sales. I'm going to get, somebody's going to sell me something very, very quickly. And I just want to get off this page really quickly. Okay. But as Laura Louise says, I have hangups about checkout lines at grocery stores too. And as soon as I get there, I want to get out of there. So if you can make this valuable real estate about me, not about you, then you get me.
Yeah, how you solve their problems, Shalini, is really because people who need, patents and they need a network, it's very valuable, but you're not addressing their problem right here, and how, you can be that solution. So you need the hook.
Because what you want to do, I don't know if you guys can still see my video. But you really, Laura Louise is on 60 inches of screen again here. This is,
I don't know why that keeps happening.
I like it. Maybe it's because you're the co-host and you're the boss.
Maybe.
Anyway,
maybe because I was speaking.
The thing that you're trying to get, your LinkedIn page has got to do one of these. Is literally drag people, stop them from scrolling, let them self-recognize. It's like almost like an AA meeting. You want them to come to the AA meeting and go, my name is Anric Blatt, and I have been an alcoholic for, I don't know, how old am I? 52 years. Yeah, I mean, you want them to acknowledge that they are now with you, right? And in your business, I mean, we spoke about it a little bit in the Q&A yesterday. Your ideal client has no idea that they have this problem that they actually need to go and address. You see what I mean? So go and do it about that. The profile picture is super nice, but is it you? Do you walk around like that every day? You see what I mean? Then yes, yeah, I mean, bring some color in, bring a little highlight of color that becomes your color. Like with mine, there are no guesses anybody what my favorite color is. Okay, it's done. And if you have some kind of color line running through your brand, make a circle around your logo so that people can see you as you're commenting, right? Because remember, this is what's going to happen. Let's go down to activity, show all activity. And this is what the stalkers do, by the way. They go look at all your activity and then they go and see. And
you got to show the screen again, Anric.
Thank you. This is like a full-time job. It's like, because my brain goes faster. So
I mean, obviously, all this stuff is not just LinkedIn. It's all about your branding, what you're going to do on your own websites and things. Because
what people see is that which I've now highlighted, right? That's what they see. That's the little vision. That is now your inbound strategy working. You are spending some time on engagement, right? And now you're engaging with people. And by the way, don't only engage with the super big accounts because they don't have loyalty. It's the small accounts, the small people that are growing, the small people that have your audience. Those are the people that are going to reward you. They are going to come back. The author is going to come back and respond to that. But you see here that little window, okay?
Where is Shailene based out of?
Goa, I think.
Goa. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought she said Doha.
No, Goa.
Similar, but different.
So do you see the to see those kind of comments? Yeah, I mean, let that little window that you keep seeing that I'm focusing on, that is the little window that is going to make somebody click on your profile. So then when they click on your profile, they got to, number one, recognize the picture. And then this real estate that you have up here in the banner, that is the thing where you can go, hey, you, Joris, come over here. You're my kind of guy. You're my cup of tea. I want you in my life. You know what I mean? Or you go, hey, Sean, quick, come. I got something to tell you. You know what I mean? That's the emotion you're trying to get. And then once people go, no, I'm not going to schedule a meeting with you right now. Okay, I'm just not going to do it. Where did she go? She's off my screen again. Man, that's annoying. Maybe we lost her. Okay, so I hope. Oh, there you are. Okay, different screen. Everything moves here. The idea about the profile is it's got to be you. It's got to be authentic. And if you can call out your right fit client and what problem they have, then you are ahead of 99% of the people on LinkedIn, because now you actually have a conversion device. When you write, when you type, when you send people to your content, they're going to click, and now they know what you want them to do. Let's do one more quick. Raise your hand if we can pick your profile and talk about it. Oh, nobody wants to. Oh,
Joris says okay.
Joris did that.
And Miltiada said okay too.
Joris did that in his wonderful way. He's like, oh, okay, me. I love that guy. Okay, Joris, Stoic Epicurean. Yes, I love it already. Okay, love the profile picture.
You got to share, Anric.
Thank you. Man, oh man. Just one of these days, I'm going to get it. Okay. That's what that new tech that's sitting at the front door that I ordered. That's one of those switchers, but Well, Louise is like, why do we need this stuff? Yeah, we need this stuff. Okay.
So we don't need it at the front door, clearly.
So do you see that, like, love the profile picture because that's actually his own photography.
And he looks a little like a lion there, doesn't he?
Yeah, I dig it.
Very distinct.
Yeah.
I like it, Juries. It's like, really, I'm thinking like that is the lion pose right there.
Yeah. And the only thing that's now missing under that is obviously he has a very complicated company name, which can work in your advantage because it creates some curiosity. But now we need 3 words below it. Yeah, I mean, like we discussed previously, performance, freedom, technology. That gets me going, ooh, what's that? What's that? You see what I mean? So going next into his tagline, Stoic Epicurean, helping family offices, hedge funds, and high net worth investors generate wealth for time and not spend time for wealth so they can focus on what actually matters. No narrative, only cold hard truth. I love it. Got to cut that down. Cut out all the unnecessary words.
Wealth for time and not spend time for wealth. I think that that's a little chunky. It's a little bit of a mouthful, and you really have to stop and think about it. I would try to tighten that up, Juries, those words up, because like trading time, and I actually like you using the word trading in that sentence somehow. We can work on that.
No, I think we should really work on that, but I think that's kind of getting there already. What you're trying to do is you're trying to sell a couple of things on this page. You're trying to sell the bell because, oh, this guy writes some interesting content that I can benefit from. So you can sell the bell, or you can sell the call to action that should sit here. That's some kind of website that's going into your thing. Some people click on this providing services, right? But yeah, no, there's not really anything in there. LinkedIn goes hot and cold on this, by the way. And then
I actually think maybe take out the name of your company and just put the directive, your through line, into where you want people to click on the website. You know, and Juries knows what a through line is. We don't really cover it here, you know. But it's and Joris, change Simpsonville to greater GSP, greater Greenville area. That will help. That will help you tomorrow. Tremendously increase your reach because because people don't know Simpsonville.
Yeah, but also LinkedIn plays with your zip codes. Right now, they are pushing Australia and New Zealand in a massive way, and they get 10 times the views. So you want a slightly greater zip code to capture that. And then Joris was at the live Bombardino party at noon. So that was really cool. Highlights really cool. Mutual groups. But these featured posts here, I know how hard it is, right? So you saw mine, I got 17 there. This really should be 1 or 2. Take people to where you want them to go. Give them too many choices, they will take none. If there's only 1 featured post, you have an 80% chance of a person hitting that if the graphic is good. If the graphic and the hook grabs them, they are not going to go down here, and very few people go down here into this thing. Yeah, you can make this part of your landing page, but very few people are going to go down and read this. All right? So the thing that I was saying earlier is this latest company does not actually have to be a company. It can be a product. It can be, like in our case, it's our boot camps. You know what I mean? Because that is a great way that you can tag your company or your product in a post. It's a great way you can drive direction to that and keep all of those posts centered in that place.
Hey, Anric.
Yeah.
Is there something on LinkedIn where you can actually do a pronunciation where you click it and it has the right pronunciation
of the names? Yeah.
Yes, because that would be so great for you, Juries, to do that. Because like when I look at the name of your, I think of I actually think of a dinosaur. Yeah. Sorry, but I think it would be so cool if you could click on it and hear the pronunciation of the name of your company, because you know, as we discussed when I saw you, that is something that people really struggle with.
Yep. Yep.
But because I'm thinking like Quantaroxia, it's like,
hey,
sounds
Rob,
like
you're
an
late.
ancient,
Rob, you're late. It's
dinosaur.
11:04. You're 11:04.
Wow,
Okay,
he's hanging
so,
in there. Yep, you're
one
over
quick
as
thing.
usual.
Hang on to one more thing. I got a little delayed, and this happens when you click on your own profile. Okay, go to your own profile, and in the top right-hand corner, you will see this edit public profile and URL. I see this so friggin' often where people have, you see the link up here? You can hit that arrow and you can change your LinkedIn profile handle right at the very end. You don't want a whole bunch of numbers in that. You want this to be uniform. You could, if you're lucky and you have a very unique name like me, or you come up with something cool, you could be your Twitter handle, your YouTube handle, your everything handle. So it's all the same. You don't need to think about it. So when somebody says, hey, what's your LinkedIn URL? You just go linkedin.com/in/Rob the Nap. Yeah, man. So that is an absolutely important part.
And I think you just fixed mine because I had numbers behind mine, right?
Yeah. So you really do want to fix that, because that helps you a lot. The profile picture and the banner image together with your hashtag, I mean your tagline, is super important. There are lots of ways, by the way, that you can edit that text a little bit, because I have that life and business on their terms or on your terms always written in the same way so that people can recognize it. I know, Sean, I know I'm running late. I'm going to see you at 12, right? Okay, buddy. So the important part of this thing is really just spend some time working on this. It's never going to be perfect. It's always going to be a little work in progress. But if you think of that area as your landing page, it's your personal landing page for you to go and experiment with. So then if you write something over here, you're going to bring people over to your profile. If you're engaging with somebody else's post, they're going to click to your profile. So this profile page becomes your personal landing page that you want to be proud of, that takes your ideal client, calls them out and goes, hey, you're my kind of person, because I solve people's problems that have these 1, 2, 3 problems like you. And then your highlighted post will be the entry, that greased slide into the funnel that takes them where you want to go. And if you're doing 2 different things, okay, you can have 2 featured posts, but also you can also think about it differently. There are some people that are like the emotional, creative people like me. They will click on a picture. Other people might click on a formula or something deeper, and they want a big long post. So I will show you guys tomorrow how to create a sacrificial lamb post and an article, right? The way I just did that article with the George Clooney guy, that is a sacrificial post. I'm creating that post. I know it's not going to have any organic views by itself, but I'm going to use that as a little mini landing page, because you see what LinkedIn absolutely hates? LinkedIn does not want to lose you to YouTube. They doesn't want to use you to Eventbrite or to any of these other platforms, because they know once you click away from LinkedIn, and if you look at the feed quickly, stay with me for another few minutes. I know I'm running late, guys, but it is, I have so much of this to give you, and I cannot help myself, and I am sorry for that. Not sorry at all, actually. So if you look at the feed, right, and you just look at this constant feed, they want you here. They want to keep you on this page. But look here. This is how LinkedIn makes money, by giving you these promoted things. Yeah, I mean, here's somebody's thing. LinkedIn wants to sell you those clicks. So why should they take your clicks to Eventbrite or to your website or to YouTube when they can get paid for them? See what I mean? So it's a conflict of LinkedIn's business model. They want to sell you stuff here. This is where they want you to go. Columbia Executive Education. Oh, God save us, right? 287 followers. okay, you can see that they are paying to get you. It says promoted. They want you to click on that, and that is LinkedIn is making money. So if you provide an external link, they're going to push it all the way down. Not even your grandmother will find it. You see what I mean? It's nobody's going to see it. But if you create a link, okay, let's pick it real quickly, and I'll show you that one. And you have written an article which you can use as a full-on landing page, by the way. Let me see if I've got one. Let me quickly find one. I got a couple of cool ones. Yeah, there we go. So you can actually create a LinkedIn article as long as you have creator mode turned on. If you don't know how to do that, stay behind and I'll show you. This has a YouTube video in it. Has a whole bunch of text. It has another YouTube video in it. It has some cool graphics. It has another YouTube video in it. It has pictures in it. It has links in it. So I'm basically using LinkedIn. I'm pimping out LinkedIn as a landing page because now I've got this very cool link up here. Okay, I can capture that link from the sidebar. I can now go here. 1 second, go back to the top. I can create a post and go. Oh. Now check what I'm doing. Now here's that link in there. It automatically comes with a nice thumbnail picture, and might as well make this useful. So now you see what I just did. I created a post linking you from LinkedIn to LinkedIn. They love that stuff. So now I'm using LinkedIn as its own landing page. So that's what I mean by creating a sacrificial post. So now check how deeper we go into the matrix. So now you take those 3 dots and you hit feature on top of profile. Okay, so now let's go back to the profile. You can see why I end up with so many featured posts, because I'm like demonstrating this stuff and then I forget to clear it afterwards. So now here is the segue into my funnel. I'm taking your head where I want it to go. I want you to go down and click onto this. So you're on the post. Obviously, this has to be a much better hook. That hook, you know that saying, Laura Louise, if I had more time, I'd write you a shorter book or a shorter letter.
Yeah.
This is the hard stuff. Taking a passage and writing a single line into a hook that grabs your ideal client. But you see, now I'm not taking you off LinkedIn. I'm taking you here, then I'm taking you here to a complex landing page. I obviously just grabbed this one. This was just a silly one. I can't believe how Galileo has grown. And I should really only take you to one video, because one video is...
Good morning. I'm talking a little softly. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm super excited. I couldn't sleep, so I wanted...
Anyway, so now I'm taking you into the world of Anric Blatt, down the rabbit hole. And that is how you create a LinkedIn profile. If you are here to actually attract and convert your ideal profile, your ideal prospect into your ideal client. If you are just here to get followers, different strategy. We got to do something else then. You know what I mean? So I think that's it for today. I want to be respectful so that you guys, come back and you don't go, oh God, the guys is going on and on and on and on and on. I am already 15 minutes overdue. So right now, if you want to log off and disappear, you are most welcome. Tomorrow, we're going to go deeper into creating that content and actually doing it. But I'm happy to stay behind now for another 10 minutes on Q&A. If anybody wants to be unmuted, raise your hand and discuss strategy, SEC regulation issues. If you're in the financial world, anything like that, I'm happy to stay. So I will get another coffee and Laura Louise will unmute you if you got a question. All right, Laura Louise, Sylvain, can you unmute him?
Yeah.
I'm going to get a coffee.
Okay.
But I can hear you.
Okay, there you go, Sylvain. Oh, no, you're still muted. Hold on. Unmute. There we go.
I could hear you too, Anric. Don't go to the loop.
Say that again, Sylvain.
I said I can hear you too. Don't go to the loop.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just getting a coffee right here. I literally
There's a coffee machine right next to him.
Okay, that was the sound.
Yeah, no, it definitely was the coffee machine. Literally next to him. Go ahead. What's your question, Sylvain?
My question is, Anric touched a bit on that. It's attraction-based marketing, but in the section of experience, because that's really fantastic. Because you like you just said, Anric, you just said that, for example, don't put the name of your company, put something else. So all this technique of attraction-based marketing, but in the section of experience in LinkedIn, if you could just tap a bit of
You're talking down from the main page, right?
Yeah.
You're talking where it says
Yeah.
experience.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you should put your experience there. I mean, that's the place that you want to put.
no, it's an interesting thing. There's so many components to a LinkedIn profile, right? And remember, always, don't forget where it comes from. Let me just, this thing drives me nuts because anyway, let's stay focused here. So LinkedIn comes from being a resume site, okay? Where people would basically, it was a recruiting tool. And then it kind of grew up from there. So the architecture, the original architecture that they cannot undo is, by the way, still focused on your experience here. But Sylvain, let me ask you a question. Let's just be like really straight up about this. In life, don't you find that your experience, the thing that really makes you valuable, are the things that you've actually learned, not from necessarily college? They are not necessarily linked to a particular company. They are really from this thing called the University of Hard Knocks, right? And the companies and all that stuff. So you can use LinkedIn to create this very interesting, ciao Joris, I'll see you later, mate. You can create this interesting fabric, okay? This interwoven fabric between to some people, depends what industry you're in, the fact that you went to Harvard and all that kind of stuff is super important, right? The companies that you've worked at is super important. I would list them all, put those companies down, unless it's literally you've only been there for 1 year, then any would-be business partner will look at, holy crap, that guy has a focus and a loyalty problem. You know what I mean? So you've got to be careful of giving too much. But these companies that you have, like SPA Investments, DPM Financial Groups, Anaplans Canada, those are fascinating things, especially when you have logos next to them. But they allow you to increase your reach and gives LinkedIn more tentacles to reach out for you. But at the end of the day, you could literally go and, yes, Laura, thank you very much. I'll see you. Yeah, I know you got to run. I'm just
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
We got to get ready.
Okay.
We have a
Yeah.
6-hour session coming up. So, all right.
So
See you guys tomorrow.
you could, under experience, you could put your major new product or your major new initiative or drive or whatever project that you're working on, create it like a new company, put a logo on it, put a proper tagline under it, and start creating content for that page. Company pages is one of the most underutilized areas of LinkedIn. And they are, LinkedIn every now and then goes, okay, what's the project for Q2? And then they will go and say, okay, now let's go and push company pages, because company pages are very underutilized. So you can actually, if you aggressively say, I'm going to have a 6-month strategy to post every day under my company page, you can actually get some very good headway over there. But what makes it cool, if you have a company page, let me share my screen one last time, okay? And let's do a quick experiment, okay? So I could create a post. Here I am talking to @Sylvain, okay, about our no, doesn't work. 1 second. Okay, sorry, this normally works, but I gotta figure out how to do this because it's @the Magnum Vault. I gotta get the name right. But you can, there we go. So now you can use your company or your product or your event or the thing that you're doing, right, in a reference point in a tag that then where people will, if you're writing a good hook, they will go in and click on that. But then you better have some content there and you better have some featured posts on that side too. So that is a really nice way you can get eyes on your project or on your initiative or on your company. So that's how I would use that. But Laura Louise is right. I got to say goodbye to you guys. I think this was really, really wonderful. I hope you got loads out of it. But please don't take this as some shelf help stuff. Just go work on your profile today. Go put something up, because the only way that you can 1 second, Kate, I'll talk about that in a second. The only way that you can get better is just by iterating. You know what I mean? Just start, put it up, see how it looks. It's a little bit like when you practice a new slogan or a new tagline. It looks great on writing. The first time you tell it to somebody at a cocktail party, it feels like you just threw up a little bit in your mouth. Yeah, I mean, and you got to get comfortable with it. Yeah, I mean, you got to practice. So, Kate, normally I don't do recordings, by the way, for like free events like this, because they actually are a lot of work. But I have noticed that we had so many people who signed up and then go, oh, I've got this in the way, I've got that in the way, I've got that in the way. So I will get to it. I do have, with my Magnum Accelerator program, I have an all-day session today. We're doing a new milestone. So it's probably going to be late, but I will try and get it done, and it will be down in the dashboard, like the way yesterday's recording is. It will be down there, and I will get to it. Okay. So let me just unmute you. Unmute. There we go. Sorry, I didn't realize you were all still on mute. So is that cool? I'll get it up there, but I can't promise it's going to be up there.
No, that's okay. I can't tell you how important this is and how much I appreciate what you're doing. It's just amazing, Anric. Thank you so much.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm going to ask you guys all for a testimonial, because I really want you guys focused on getting testimonials. It is like really, it's the most bang for your buck that you can get is get people just saying a 15-second thing going, hey, you know what? That guy's great. That guy's stuff. Because once you add them up, they're so important. And it's the one thing that I wish, I've worked with thousands of people and I always forget to ask. So really think about that and build that into your process, right? So we'll get onto that. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Thanks so much.
Ciao, ciao. Bye, Chris. Arrivederci.